Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. Today though, we're talking about Stranger Things. Happy Stranger Things Day. Ever since the release of the first season, November 6th has become known as Stranger Things Day, about 2018's when they did their first one. And every Stranger Things Day, they release some sort of tease involving the next season, and it's been kind of following suit. They would do either maybe a teaser trailer or just maybe release some kind of graphic describing the schedule for the day of what kind of teases they plan on releasing. And this year, without a doubt, they did release a tease for next season, revealing all the episode titles for the final season. So it's very exciting that we did get the episode titles, and I guess back in April, the first 6 actually did leak, and with the ones that we're getting, they actually are on par with what we got back in April. So we can kind of talk about what each episode title might mean and kind of different things leading into it. And also we did get a release time frame. We didn't get an exact date. We just got the release of 2025, which we all were kind of calling because they have been filming for almost a year now. They're coming up on the last couple of months of filming, and after the writer strikes and actor strikes and everything, they're able to finally get on the filming process, and they have been doing that for the last year. And with that too, we have had to say goodbye to a couple of these locations, at least one so far, which was the set of the school, which has been torn down, I believe, as of now. It's been gone for a couple of weeks, and they are, I believe, scheduled to tear down the lab setting, which also I think that's been on the docket now for some time to be torn down. But with this, we did get the release of all the episode titles for next season. Just, it's going to be a bittersweet situation where this has been a great show. I was very late to the party as far as the show. I did not really watch it much when it first came out because actually that summer that it came out, I had just had my daughter. So I really hadn't had time to watch a lot of TV back then, but I have caught up to it and I have binged the crap out of it. I've watched it a couple of different times now, and I've really grown to love these characters and love this time frame, especially because, you know, 80s, 90s, things like that are very nostalgic to someone like me because I'm 39 years old, which is just ridiculous to say in itself. So I'm very excited to see what they do with this last season, what they do with the characters. You know, there's always the possibility that we might lose a character or two, and just what they do to finally take down the Upside Down, make Vecna go away and just deal with him, what they do, what other creatures we might see too. So I'm very excited for all of it. But with the first episode, it's going to be called The Crawl. I don't really know the significance around the title or what it could really mean, but you just never know with this show and just what it might mean. But anyways, we're going to move on to episode 2, which is called The Vanishing of Blank. Now, with this title, with The Vanishing of Blank, there has been a lot of speculation, a lot of leaked paparazzi photos kind of pointing at one character in particular, because they actually had someone else, someone a little bit older, come in to play the part of Holly Wheeler. We can kind of assume that she's going to play a much more prominent part this season. So that's kind of where that's pointing, because within these paparazzi photos that we do get, it has Vecna in human form. Then it has Holly actually being in the same scenes with Vecna in human form. Then we got other things like scenes of her in her room with the lights flickering. So we can assume that this is going to be pointing to Holly's direction, that she's going to be the one that disappears this season. Kind of a nice throwback to the first episode of the first season, which was the vanishing of Will Byers, kind of setting off this whole story. So it's kind of a throwback, kind of just taking it back to the roots and just what this could all mean for her character and what it means for her to play this more prominent role, what she is going to be doing in this season, and just how much of a role was she going to be playing, how much are they going to step it up. So it's very exciting to see what they do with her, because of course she didn't have a big role in the previous seasons. She was a completely different actress and just played very small parts as just being kind of in filler scenes for the most part. But this next episode is called The Turnbow Trap. Now, I don't really know what Turnbow is. I did see something else where Turnbow is actually a run of campers or camper trailers or what have you, used for hauling different things. So I don't know if this is what they refer to, because Turnbow actually, I guess, also refers to something having to do with football. Maybe it's a football player or something like that. But this in this instance, I'm not sure what this means. I don't know what it's pointing at as far as what they're going to refer to with this particular thing, the Turnbow traps. So I don't know if they're going to use a series of trailers and they're going to set it up as a trap. So I'm not sure on that one. But moving on to the next one, we have the Sorcerer. This can kind of be traced back to earlier seasons where we saw Will Byers dress up as the Sorcerer, playing his parts in the D&D games and everything, and just being in that. So I wonder if this is actually going to point at Will actually gaining abilities, because that has been a big speculation for this season, that at some point he's going to gain them, or he's going to realize that he has them or something, and this is kind of maybe what his nickname is going to be in that instance, where he's actually able to do some of the same things that 11 can do, and so his friends might refer to him as the sorcerer. So I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one. Now in episode 5, because I imagine with this, they're probably going to release it in batches. That's just inevitable. That's Netflix thing right now, where they want to release shows in batches. But fear not, with these episodes, we're not going to be limited to 30, 40 minutes an episode. These episodes are supposed to be over an hour plus a piece. So we do get a large chunk of content within each half. But Shock Jock being episode 5, the tail end of the drop, Shock Jock, I guess, refers to something to do with the radio station. It's actually referring to, I guess, a DJ that will do a lot of these different things to gain attention, to gain the attention of audiences, to shock them, and then to kind of, on some levels, offend them, to get their attention, to get them to listen to the station and everything. So I imagine this has a lot to do with the radio station, because if you kept up with paparazzi photos, or if you kept up with photos from the Duffer Brothers doing their thing on Instagram, we got a lot of things going on at the radio station. There's going to be a lot of things, I think, being filmed at that radio station, and that radio station is supposed to play a big part this season, because we also got the WSQK van that one of our characters is probably going to be driving around a lot. So at some points, I don't know if they're going to introduce it there in the first part of the season or what's going on, but the radio station is something we need to pay attention to. Now, Escape from Camazotz, I'm not real sure what this title means, so I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. So I guess we'll just move on to the next episode. Now, the bridge. The bridge could mean a lot of things. This is actually the penultimate episode. It's the one right before the finale. Kind of the obvious thing there with the bridge. I mean, this could point to maybe a new location, but my guess would be the bridge is something that is there, that exists between the Upside Down and between the real world. This is a point that they have to actually attack, or they have to disable or something that will sever that connection between the real world and the Upside Down, that will reverse everything that's happened and put things back to the way they're supposed to be. This could be something that they're going after, something they have to plan to attack or take down or what have you, to put things right, to put things back to the way they were. And that kind of goes on par with the finale episode, which is titled The Right Side Up. So we can see that they're kind of doing just polar opposites. We got the Upside Down, we got the Right Side Up. So I don't know if they're going to introduce maybe another parallel universe that exists there with Hawkins, or this is just them putting things the way that they're supposed to be, putting things back right, and just completely doing away with the Upside Down, severing that connection, and just saving Hawkins and preventing the Upside Down from spreading and all that. So all in all, I'm very, very excited for these episodes. I mean, obviously, been waiting so long for this last season. Things got delayed with the strikes, and now we're finally there. They're supposed to be filming for a couple more months. Now, as far as release time, we got some time in 2025, but also with the closing of our little teaser here, we got some additional frames that say, in the fall of 1987, One Last Venture begins. So we got a pretty decent piece of teasing material. I would have liked to have seen some sort of actual teaser trailer with footage, but then again, they are still filming, so I don't imagine they've got a whole lot of post-production done yet. They might kind of tackle that all at once. But as far as release dates, I am thinking, because they like to take things and drop them in batches, we're going to get 2 batches more than likely, and I could see them doing it maybe as early as sometime this summer for batch 1, and then second batch will probably possibly fall on the very last ever Stranger Things day, which would be November 6th of 2025, and I guess that falls on a Thursday, and Netflix is kind of notorious for dropping things on a Thursday as far as batches of episodes. So we're still probably in for quite the wait, but I honestly think it will be worth it. We will see just an amazing show come to an end. It's all very bittersweet, and especially for someone like me who really just discovered the show here in the last couple of years. I mean, I knew about the show, but I just never took the time to watch it, and so I'm very excited to be a part of the end of it and see how it all goes down. I mean, I really, really wish I could have gotten down to Georgia at some point or another to see some of the filming take place, because it would just be so exciting to see how this show comes together and the things that they're doing, the things that are involved in bringing this show to life. But all in all, still very excited, just ready for this show to drop and just see what happens. Very, very much prepared to that the possibility is there that we could lose a couple of people, if not more, but my guess is probably no more than 2. But anyways, if you enjoyed the breakdown, you enjoyed my Stranger Things video, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing, help me reach that goal of 1,000 subscribers. I guess that will do it. So until next time, take care. Bye.